Ever questioned how airlines manage to flex their fleet size and capacity without owning all their aircraft? Welcome to the fascinating world of wet leasing, a common yet intriguing practice in the aviation industry. Picture this: an airline known as the lessor provides an aircraft to another airline, the lessee, along with crew, maintenance, insurance, and other operational services. This isn't a forever deal, but rather for a specified period of time. The aircraft up for lease might be owned by the lessor or might be leased from a third party. What's important here is that the aircraft is provided to the lessee. This is the first key component of wet leasing. Now, you might be wondering about the crew. Who's flying these planes? With a wet lease, the lessor provides the flight crew. That's right, the pilots and flight attendants come along with the plane. The lessee doesn't need to worry about training or employing additional crew members, but what about maintenance? Surely that's a big task. Well, you're right. But in a wet lease agreement, it's the lessor who is responsible for maintaining the aircraft according to aviation regulations and safety standards. This includes routine maintenance, inspections, and repairs. The cost of this is usually included in the lease agreement. Insurance is another critical element. The lessor typically provides insurance coverage for the aircraft, crew, and passengers during the lease period. This helps to mitigate risk for the lessee and ensures protection against potential liabilities. And it doesn't stop there. The lessor may also provide operational support services such as ground handling, fueling, and catering. This means that the lessee can concentrate on its core operations without having to manage these aspects of aircraft operation. Wet lease agreements can vary in duration, from short-term leases of a few months to longer-term leases spanning several years. The duration is typically negotiated between the lessor and lessee based on their specific needs and requirements. Now, don't forget about regulatory considerations. Wet leasing arrangements are subject to regulatory oversight to ensure compliance with aviation safety standards and regulations. These may impose requirements related to crew qualifications, maintenance procedures, and operational practices. And finally, let's talk about cost. The cost of a wet lease typically includes a combination of fixed and variable fees. Fixed fees may include lease payments, crew salaries, and insurance premiums, while variable fees may include fuel costs and other operational expenses. In conclusion, wet leasing provides airlines with flexibility and cost-effectiveness. It allows them to adjust their fleet size and capacity in response to changing market conditions, without the long-term commitments associated with aircraft ownership. However, it's essential for both lessors and lessees to carefully negotiate and document the terms of the lease agreement to ensure clarity, compliance, and mutual benefit. So the next time you're jetting off somewhere, consider that the plane you're on might be part of a wet lease agreement. It's just another fascinating aspect of the ever-evolving aviation industry.